Okay, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome aboard. We're going to be taking the Lear 35 out for another spin. Did this flight last night in version 0.5. 0.6 was released today. Addressed a bunch of the issues that 0.5 kind of broke, but kind of a chaotic flight for me. Just remembering all this stuff from way back when, learning how to fly, doing the analog gauges, and not all the automation, but that's what makes it so much fun. So we're going to go flying. We're going to go from Barcelona down to Ibiza. We have already been through our pre-flight checks. Everything looks okay there, so we'll continue on with our pre-start checks. And we've been through everything down to, I need to get to the right screen. There we go. We've been everything down to panel switches, avionics, fuel computers are on. Those are right there. Pitch trims on primary, that's the up button. Anti-skid, jet pumps, static source both, emergency pressurization, bleed air on, pilot's ammeter is set, and we're good. So we can continue on with this checklist. Batteries checking on. Inverters on. Emergency lights on. These two switches there. Hydraulic pressure is good. See that right there. Emergency air pressure set. Parking brake is set. Emergency brake handle, we're not worried about that right now. Hydraulic pump off. That's right here. Right there. Annunciator lights, we can go ahead and test those. Nothing like seeing everything lit up. Good, good, good. Everything appears to be lit. I like that you don't have to look up over here. That's kind of nice. So, annunciator lights are good. Warning systems, ice detect, gear warning, fire detect, gear warning. Yeah. And fire detect. Lights and flashers. Master caution. Let's do that again. There we go. Good to go. Continuing on. Cabin altitude. Stick puller, mock trim, stall warnings. Don't have the flight controls here, so the only thing you'll do is hear the rumblers. Stick shakers are good. We can go ahead and put that back. Left and right bleed air switches are set. Cabin air is off. Auto manual set to auto. Cabin controller set. And we are only going up to 13,000 feet. So let's do this, sorry. Going up to 13,000 feet. Am I right in there? What do you think? 13,000 feet. There we go. And trim system, secondary pitch and cutout checked. Good to go. Yeah, we can go ahead and set our takeoff trim. Takeoff trim light is out. Autopilot monitor, yaw dampers, power those on. Through the test. Right. Left. And back to center. Good to go. Yaw dampers are on. Fuel panel. Now we can go set our gas. We should need 3,400 pounds, I think, is what we need for this flight. 3327, so we'll set it to 3,400. Or thereabouts. 3426 is close enough. Very nicely done. And let's see, 3,400. About right. Set there. Set there. Good to go. Transfer, standby pumps, fuselage valve, fuel jettison, cockpit voice recorder. Don't have to worry about that. Takeoff data, takeoff distance, compute bug set, and we will go ahead and there we go. Beauty. And departing out of Barcelona today, we will be on the, oh, we need to set that, 2983. We'll be taking off runway 24 left, so I anticipate our taxi will be over here. Make the right turn all the way down, cross runway 2. Left turn on Kilo, hold short Kilo 1. But we'll get down there. We'll just taxi around, enjoy that. Do not have any, oh, probably need to tune in 1 to 2.8. But we don't have any of our avionics on, so on to the next checklist. Start engine checklist. Cabin door is secure, light is out, fuel computers are on, air conditioner is off, auxiliary heat is off, batteries are on, inverters are on, parking brake set, hydraulic pump off, beacon light coming on with our nav lights. Thrust reversers cut off. Engine number 1, we'll go ahead and get that one started. Watch this climb. Once we get to about 11-12%, we'll go ahead and introduce fuel. Looks like we do have rollback. Turbine coming up. Want to look for something just around 50%. Probably stabilize about 53, 54%. I think we're good to go. Engine number 1 is fired successfully. Up to generators, and we'll fire number 2. Again, waiting for about 10 to 12% here. Introduce fuel. Better view for you. Have our rollback happening. Turbine speed continuing to increase as well as our fan speed, and our oil pressure is coming up. Fuel flow is about right. We're good to go there. Now we can go ahead and switch that one over to generator and bring on our master avionics button. Should have everything set there. We can go here, 122.8, enter, and we can transfer. Alright, everything's set there. Engine generator switches are up, and we are good to go. Voltmeter, spoiler on, spoilers. We can check those now. See those. And down they go. Perfect. Flap set at 8 and indicating 8. And hydraulic pressure, we can go ahead and turn on our hydraulic pump now. GPU, no GPU. Gen start switches are at gen. Battery charging both sides. Started disengagement is set. Voltmeters and meters are good. We're solid. Before taxi. So now we'll go to our avionics. This is where we get to set our flight plan. We are flying from Barcelona to Ibiza. And go to menu, and we will go flight level 130. Now we go to our procedures. This one's going to be fun, so we'll zoom in for that. Our departure today is the So we're departing on the LARP 4 Foxtrot. Oh. So there we go, LARP 4 Foxtrot. There it is, and runway 24 left. We'll load that departure. Go back, procedure, arrival. We are coming in on the Tulsa 5 November. No transition on that one. Load that arrival. Go back, and we will be doing the runway ILS Zulu runway 24 from Gizlu. Load that approach, and let's see, we are good. Cruising altitude set, we are all good to go. Preview, looks like we're all set there. We're good to go. All right, back. Oh, that's what we want. Flight plan. We want above 10,000 arrival. Let's see. We want Gislu, or let's see, not Gislu. Final approach fix. So Gislu, we want to be at 3,000 feet. I wonder if we can input that. Nope, we cannot. So now we can actually go back into our utilities, vCalc, and we want a vertical speed profile, 2,000 feet per minute. And target waypoint is Gislu at 3,000. We are set. So our vertical calculation is set there. We'll go back. Let's see what we do on that one. And I think we are set. So let's get back out here. Radar is coming on to standby. Off standby. All right. Circuit breakers all in. Coffee oven, fuel control, governor set. Windshield heat, don't need that. Lights as required. We can go ahead and turn on our strobe. And our, sorry folks. Strobe and recognition light, we are set there. Anti-skid is set. Passenger briefing, cabin secured, no smoking, fasten seatbelt sign coming on. Pitot heat's coming on. Radio altimeter and autopilot is turned on. Everything else appears to be a-okay. Let's get our lights on for taxi. Hydraulic pumps, stall warnings coming on. We have no indicated lights to worry about there. Parking brake, we can go ahead and release that. And here we go. Go ahead and turn on our steering lock. Fuel panel set. Thrust reversers check and stowed. They are good. Flight instruments good. Takeoff data, engine instruments, voltmeters, nav equipment set. Radar as required. Spoilers retracted, light clear. Flaps at 8. Trims set. Primary light out. And primary's out. Pressurization has been set. 13,000 feet, right? Yep, there we go. And cabin air, cabin temperature controls, solid. Anti-ice systems, electrically heated windshield set, crew takeoff briefing. We have completed that, so. I'm just checking something here, folks. Give me just a moment. Let me do a quick pause here. Hold on. my stream set to unlisted. So now everybody should have access, should be able to hear me, and should be able to watch. So we have gone through the checklist. We have started the aircraft. We are ready to taxi here in Barcelona on our way down to Ibiza. So we will continue forward. Looking at our chart, we're just going to taxi forward, take Mike, Delta, down to Kilo, over to runway 24 left. So let's go ahead and get this aircraft rolling. And there we go. Barcelona traffic, Shadow 69, taxi runway 24 left via Mike, Delta 1, Delta 2, Kilo. Coming off the left. Alright. Again, I am flying the latest version of the FlySimWare Lear jet. That'll be 1.0.6, I believe. And seems to be doing pretty good. We are flying in VR. I do love this airplane. It is a lot of fun to fly. I did this flight last night, and for some reason there's a setting that changed in OBS, so now I have to go figure that out. We will be flying again tonight. Tonight will be the Thursday night flight crew. I think we're flying into Haiti. So we'll be flying the 737s there. So if you like this kind of flying, let me know. Hit that like and subscribe button. That way when I do go live, you get notified. And I do have it in the public domain. Silly me for having it unlisted. But yeah. So now we are going to go to runway 24 left, which will be a right turn here. This thing really does taxi with speed, so we are cleared across runway 2. We can turn these up to take off. Barcelona traffic, Shadow 69 crossing runway 2 on Delta. And Barcelona traffic, Shadow 69 clear runway 2. So just found out about the PMS the nav unit we got here, the GPS unit we have, has a little vertical calculation for us. Hopefully it marks out where the top of our descent is, and we can start at a 2,000 foot per minute descent rate there. Gonna make the left turn on Kilo here. Get our runway lineup. There we go. Transponder can come on. We should be on altitude encoding anyhow. If you want, on SimWare, you can look up the flight, Sierra Hotel Zulu 69er, and follow along on the radar there. Pitot heat on, lights, strobe recognition on, stall warnings on, ignition on. We'll do that when we get up there. Annunciator panel is normal. Oh, 244. So we'll line up and set 244. We'll hold short of runway 24 left, give our announcements. I don't see anybody out there. Barcelona traffic, Shadow 69 Learjet lining up, runway 24 left, Barcelona. So, lights come back on. Ignitions can come up. Barcelona traffic, Shadow 69 Learjet, runway 24 left, departing to the southwest, Barcelona. Alright, we are set there. And let's get this aircraft in the air. We want nav mode once we get airborne, long range navigation there. And we will get the altitude. Ooh, we need to set our altitude. Just going up to 13,000 feet, kind of an unrestricted climb. There we go. And altitude select. Alright, let's go. Airspeed's coming up. A little more rudder authority, less nose wheel steering. V1 rotate. Gear coming up. Flaps coming up. We can go ahead and engage the autopilot. And I think we're good with the vertical speed of about 3,000 feet. What do you think? There we go. Climbing out of Barcelona, heading off to Ibiza. And we can go nav mode. Go direct. What in the heck? Alright, we'll just enjoy our departure. We do have the aircraft all set. We can do our after takeoff checks. Landing gear up. Yaw damper can be engaged now. Both work. Set. Thrust reversers disarmed. We forgot to arm those. Flaps up. Ignition can come off. Pressurization appears normal. Taxi lights coming off. Autopilot. Hydraulic pressure is good. Angle of attack indicators are reading A-OK. Alright. I am going to go into the flight plan and choose something a little further down. Well, let's look at our departure. We're going to go to Nitba. There we go. Instead of doing all kinds of crazy ass turns. Climbing up. We're still climbing 3,000 feet per minute. We're at about 8,000 feet. Where's that? After takeoff check complete. Climb check. No smoking, fasten seatbelt. We can go ahead and drop that down. Pressurization looking okay. Altimeters are set, 29.902. Don't need to worry about that today. Not going into above 18,000 feet. Let's see. Where's our transition altitude here? Probably 6,000. Alright, we're just climbing up to 13,000 feet. Oh, altitude select. There we go. We're within 1,000 feet. Kind of bounce over at 13,000. What was there was some I just read about this, so there's some way to prevent that. And we are accelerating. Okay. Maintain about 300 knots. Let's get out and take a look at this beautiful paint scheme. Another one of the great things about FlightSim.to is how quickly the individuals out there port liveries and aircraft models. And there you see Alice sitting there. She's joined me in real life here in the flight deck. That's the beautiful Lear 45 or Lear 35. Thinking Lear 45 because I had to build a flight sim profile, sim brief profile based off the Lear 45 with a plus, I think, 15 fuel, just so that it's a more accurate fuel flow. So back into the flight deck, and we're buzzing right along. On our way to Barcelona. Gear is up, flaps are up. We are in nav mode and altitude hold mode. So then our next altitude that we're going to want is 3,000 feet. Let's see how well this vCalc works and if it shows up on our nav display. Our top of descent. I think I see it there. No. I think that might be it right there. Top of descent. Nice. I'm excited about that. Oh, what do we see there? Flight plan? So once we're inbound to Tulsa, we can probably just, actually we could probably just do this. Oh, what are we? We are currently 7.5 from LARPA. Once we get turned to Tulsa, we'll just accelerate that onto the arrival. .8 miles. Quick flight today. What are we at? Really, hour and 14 minutes of flying? We're almost there. We cut out a lot doing that shortcut. So we're now inbound to Tulsa. And we will just make it a direct to this Tulsa. Oh, I forgot to put in Bravo 31. Great. All good. It's much easier. Alright. On to our cruise page. Pressurization's okay. Fuel management appears A-okay. Engine instruments are alright. Everything's good. Just slightly high there. Everything else looks okay. Oil temps, AC, DC volts look as advertised. Amps are coming out okay. And yeah, our airspeed. Now this is just a function of my throttle quadrant has a detent right about where we were. So I get kind of lazy, don't want to push it up into the afterburner of my F18 throttle quadrant. So we'll pick up the speed a little bit. Let's see, what are we doing here? Zoom in. So we are inbound to Tulsa, Lisa's, IB 810. So then we go here. We've passed Tulsa, so now we should be inbound to Lisa's. Yep. We are 15 out from Lisa's. Let's go back to our flight plan. I don't know if that's the new thing with the PMS 50 update, but that's what it was kind of doing to me last night. Was it would go back to a previous waypoint. And what I ended up having to do is go back up here and get rid of everything. That's what I need to do. Activate leg. There we go. Wow, I'm a dumbass. So, there you go. Learn as you go. So we are going to try and maintain 300 knots. We will drop the throttle. We will switch to speed mode. We will drop the throttle and try and maintain 300 knots at about 2,000 feet per minute descent. That's what we set in the vCalc. I'm curious how that will show up on our messages or on our nav display here. And once we get there, we're going to be on the ILS Zulu for runway 24, and that will be 109.5. And our course will be 241. Now one set. All right, let's see how we do it. Let's see if we do all right. Again, I love flying this airplane. It's a lot of fun. Remembering how to set up all this stuff it's just great. They're doing a really great job with this aircraft. FlySimWare, super responsive. If you do get this aircraft, I recommend you go join the Discord if you're in the early release portion of this aircraft. Definitely very responsive on the Discord. Got a bunch of knowledgeable people there. Knocking the old rust off the bolts for me. All the nav. Oh, and we didn't set that, so we need to go there. There you go. Come on, little fella. Standby gyro. And how do we uncage? Check our barometer. We're doing all right. But no way to uncage this, so you adjust it. Sometimes it's uncaged. I know it's worked. It didn't have the... So if you look, it shows off. Must be a switch I missed. Oh, don't need the cabin air on. Auto set. And let's see, so 259. We'll set our radar altimeter to 259-ish. Alright, so we are set to descend down to 3,000 feet. We're a ways away from the top of our descent based on vCalc. We can go in there and look at that. Let's see what we got. We go to our flight plan. Cruise 13,000 feet. Don't need to do that. Don't need to do any of that. So we're good there. Now we go back, we go to utilities, vCalc is set before Gislu. We begin our descent in 9 minutes and 10 seconds or so. again, I'd like to thank you guys for supporting me, watching the videos. Been a lot of fun flying this Lear 35. Tonight we fly the 737. We're trying to keep it a little warm. Out of Colorado here, it's been kind of cold last couple of days. Nice and foggy this morning. So yeah, flying from Ibiza down, or correction, from Barcelona down to Ibiza. Quick little flight, test out a couple systems. A lot of things that kind of went a little haywire last night seem to be fixed in version 1.0.6. So I have no hesitation recommending it. Just remember that it is a early release model or early release version, and so your things will change. Things will stop working from version to version, but again, on the Discord and in the actual website, they are very responsive. If it's something that's kind of catastrophic to keeping the aircraft flying, it's usually fixed fairly quickly, probably within a half hour or so. New fix or update or installer file has been corrected, so definitely can't recommend this enough. This is a great airplane, a lot of fun to fly. So hop on board, learn the systems. That's what I'm doing right now, relearning all this. And it's crazy thinking about how much automation you have in a modern aircraft. So the longitude with its VNav and LNav and the autopilot capabilities there, you literally just point and shoot. It's kind of like a point and shoot camera. So there we have it, making our turn to Alicante. So I guess we can bring up our approach over here so we can all follow along. So it's going to be fun. We're going to be making these turns here, and I think our top of descent is like right here, so we will be able to scrub off a lot. We can scrub off a lot of the speed there. So one knot tailwind on departure. Landing runway 24. Looks like we've got a good calm air there. So looking forward to the arrival. So on to our descent checklist. Wind, windshield heat, cabin controller is set. Now we go down to field elevation, which is back down to sea level. And we don't necessarily want to do that so soon. Alright, we'll do that here in just a minute. Curious to see how we get the notification that we are at our top of descent. Alright. Sorry, had some vPilot squawks, so they're just landing in Barcelona on a long final, runway 24 left. So we don't have to worry about that. We are coming into Ibiza. And have it on map. I got hair tickling my eye. So again, we are flying the FlySimWare Lear 35 Alpha. We are wearing the Pimax Crystal, flying this in VR. If you're getting into VR and you can do it, I definitely recommend the Pimax Crystal. Amazing clarity, but if you're working your way up to it, the HP Reverb G2, while it's still out, is definitely an amazing headset. But we are flying VR in the Pimax Crystal, the FlySimWare Lear 35 Alpha. We are on VATSIM. We are doing everything, just enjoying the heck out of flying this airplane. So just about ready to start our approach into Ibiza. I'm going to do a little S-turn and lose some altitude. If you can see right here, zoom in a little bit. I think our top of descent is right at Negre. So again, curious to see how it tells us that we need to be descending. So we can go ahead and switch to speed and altitude select. We are coming up. Should work is I should be able to pull the throttles back a bit, start our descent, and then when we get to about 2,000 feet per minute, we will switch over to a vertical speed descent. And once we're on the vertical speed descent, we'll just use the throttle to maintain about 300. Once we get below 10,000 feet, we'll slow it down to 240 knots. So that'll be about 90 seconds into it. So we'll just keep it going to 240 knots. We'll just drop our speed down to 240 knots. But got to capture that 2,000 feet per minute descent rate. There's our top of descent. Let's see what it says. Alright, we're going to go ahead and pull the throttles way back. Not that far. Okay, there we go. Oh, there we go. Vertical speed. We're a little high. Was not that responsive last night, so we'll adjust for 2,000 feet per minute. Vertical speed mode, and then it bounces up a little bit. Now we adjust our speed. Ibiza traffic, Shadow 69 Learjet joining the ILS runway 24 Ibiza. So we definitely want to bring it back down to 240 knots or less. Do have the throttles all the way back to idle. Looks like we're doing a-okay. We're doing all right, I think. So, oh, what do we want? 1095. All right. So comms. 1095, we're good there. And let's bring our speed back down to about 200. Should be right about there. We'll come around the corner here. Should see the runway right in front of us. We are set up pretty nicely for this approach. $210, 3,000 all the way to our intercept point. Final approach fix, our Irma, and then 2,000 feet. Oh, that's nice to have that. I wish there was a little... well, no. Looking at the map is okay. That V-calc is nice. Getting ready to level off about 3,000 feet. We can definitely slow down to 200 knots then. Everything's set. Windshield heat, cabin controller, anti-ice system set. Altimeter's set. Recognition light coming back on. Oh, it's already on. Pressurization. We can go ahead and turn the seatbelt signs back on. Landing lights. And we are secure. Approach and final. Circuit breaker's in. Hydraulic pressure's good. Landing data set. Fuel set. Approach setup and briefing, position lights, indicators, okay. Bleed valve set. Spoilers are retracted. We could go ahead and arm those. Thrust reversers. Flaps. Let's see, we are down below 200, so we can go ahead and add flaps. We are about 20 miles out. Landing gear, don't need that just yet. And we can set our altitude down to 2,000 feet. And altitude select, and we will go ahead and maintain 200 knots. And we're looking for 2,000 feet at Delta 6. Well, 3,000 until Ermit. So now we can slow it up again. Try and catch that 2,000 feet. Crossing Ermit. Now we're into our final approach. Final approach fix 24. See the runway out there. We're good to go. And I think I have everything set up, but I'm not getting anything for the glide slope. We are close enough. There we go. Looks like we have our localizer. Runway straight in front of us. Gear coming down, slowing the aircraft down. We can go ahead and disconnect that. Let's be autopilot off. Gear down, flaps down, thrust reverser set. Autopilot disengaged. Oh, watch our airspeed, sorry. Oh boy. And oh, I hope I didn't just kill it. Oh, did I just freeze? Oh, come on. Alright, well, we just killed the stream, or killed the sim, so it crashed. But that's one of those things on final, found out that the old joystick was disconnected. That's great, yay! Well, I want to thank you guys for joining me on this quick little flight. Glad to see some things are working. I think this is just a sim issue. I guess we'll try and do this again later. All right, folks, thanks for joining me on this flight. Apologize for the poor landing or the fact that the simulator just died. Thanks. We'll see you in a little bit. Oh wait, we're back in business. Stand by, folks. I don't know if I'm still flying or not. Let's see. Alright, okay. Looks like we are flying. Well, welcome back. Alright, little glitch there. Not sure what caused that, but we are flying the final runway 24 Ibiza. Gear down, flaps full. Joystick working. Yay. Sorry, folks. I was a little disappointed there for a minute. Alright, get the pappies going. Get lined up again. There we go. Much better. Get it slowed down. Flaps full. Gear down. We are a dirty plane. We will land a little long, but that's fine. Little airplane doesn't need quite as big a runway. Spoilers can come up. flowing nicely. Alright, sorry about the little confusion there towards the end. Spoilers coming off. We are landed on the ground here in Ibiza. We'll be exiting the runway here in a moment. Go over to the airport diagram. And lights down to taxi. We are solid. I appreciate you guys sticking with me for that. It looked pretty rough there for a minute, but we'll taxi over here to the ramp. And we'll just shut her down. Last night there was, or when I tried to do this stream yesterday, there was a pretty little F-18 Hornet out here. We'll see what we got today. Shouldn't be much since we are in vPilot. So flaps down and indicated. Autopilot is off. That was all good. Yaw damper. Oh, I forgot to turn off the yaw damper. After landing, stall warnings off. Ignitions, forgot to turn those off. Thrust reversers disarmed. Cabin air can come all the way down to sea level. Anti-ice system is good. Pitot heat's coming off. Lights as desired. One thrust lever optional. No, we're good. We'll taxi all the way in. Spoilers retracted. Flaps up. Hydraulic pressure is good. No good aftermarket scenery for Ibiza here that I saw on FlySim.to. Didn't look around too much, but unnecessary. And we can turn this to just standby. Let's see what we can do. Let's drive over here. What do you think? Where should we go? Park at the base of the tower? Okay. We'll park over here at the base of the tower. Like I said, this little feller does like to motor. So if you look, pitot heat's off. Left right stall heat warnings are off. And it looks like they got a spot for me right over here. What do you think? Where I just need to turn around. Follow that one in. We'll follow this line in. No, they want us to go around the other way. Microsoft marshaller there. Park brake set. We are good to go. Let's go ahead and shut these motors down. And we can turn off all our lights. We are set. I want to thank you guys for joining me for the flight. Sorry about the little hiccup there on final. That was a lot of fun. Yay. But beyond that, I want to thank you for flying with me. If you like this type of thing, hit that like and subscribe and the notification bell. That way you're advised when I get in the air. So thank you, everybody. Have a great afternoon. We'll be back to fly the 737 at about 0200 Zulu. All right. Thanks, everyone.